Welcome to TODtalk. In this vlog, we will be talking about social selling for architects and interior designers by architect James Paul Pilande, founder of the Designer.com. He made $450,000 for just emails. Imagine I survived a company for 8 years just using this platform, LinkedIn. Okay? So I'll start off with you can only be called a designer if you are able to sell your designs and get it through to reality. Because of for if you only draw, that means you have the diploma, you have the cert, you're a designer, but you need to see your work. Okay, so let me share with you how you will try to get to generate people or through LinkedIn. Okay, so currently we are now living in a different era. Okay, Donald Trump. You see him always on Twitter. He's the most powerful man in the world, running the most powerful country in the world, but he's always on Twitter. That's his personal brand. He always shows himself. Or else, I think he will be impeached a few years already. That's why every message he always sends to his Twitter feed. He defends himself through Twitter. You see? Even on live impeachment, you see, he will still defend himself in Twitter. Okay, so that's how powerful social media is. So we're living totally in a totally different era. Okay, even basketball, NBA lost billions of dollars just for a single tweet of a general manager. You see how powerful Twitter is. Okay? Anyway, we're not talking about Twitter. So social selling for me is no longer an option. It's a must. If you don't social sell, I'm not really sure how can you survive. I mean, you will survive, but I think this one will help you further. Okay? So there's no way around it. Social media has drastically changed the way professionals and companies do business. As a society, our constant need to be connected has expanded our pool of potential customers and made them definitely more reachable. There are some statistics that say 78% of salespeople using social media outperform their peers. Social selling generates 38% more new opportunities, and social selling has 100% higher lead to close rate than outbound marketing. 98% of social sellers with more than 5,000 LinkedIn connections meet or surpass their quotas. 5,000 connections. Who among here have more than 5,000 connections? Raise your hand. Yeah, Sean, definitely. 5,000 connections. Currently, I'm standing at 13,500.
Wow.
Okay? So that's a big pool. Okay? Content shared by employees receive 8 times more engagement than the same content shared by company brands and channels. That means it's better if you're sharing content in behalf of your, for the company, they will read more because it's more realistic. It's more organic rather than the company will be sharing. You see, that means it will look a bit more thick. Okay? So the time of the millennial buyers is coming. This is what I'm preaching all along. That's why I say it's a must. You see the millennials, how they buy now, right? Even Paula, you see just now, she's hungry, but in her mind, what she say, I'll call Grab. You see, Grab foods. So you see how the behavior is changing? You know how the millennials think? They always reference to social media. You see, whenever they wanted, they do research all in social media. Whenever if they wanted to buy something, they go to the shop, look at the shop, try it on, go to Zalora and buy it there. So this is the behavior. So everything is changing. So if you don't really catch up, I'm not really sure what will be your future. So 55% of all, currently, this is at present now, 55% of all buyers do their research by using social network. You do it, right? You surf first, right? Especially you're in the train or you're in Grab or whatever. You do your research, right? It's on your phone. Okay, 70% of B2B purchase decisions, this I'm a testament to this. 70% of B2B purchase decisions makes use of social media to help them decide. And 81% of buyers are most likely to engage with a strong professional brand, which is, all the one that's always out there. There's a testimony to what we did. We have a product, Mr. Nigel is there, called Extopod. Extopod is the pod. I think most of you who saw me or in my LinkedIn feeds always see me blasting Extopod. And so far, successful? Great, right? Now it's known. A lot of people know the brand called Extopod. It's a pod. For those who don't know, it's office pods and stuff like that where it's acoustic, it's a phone booth, for agile workspace. Okay? Then the next one is, given the advantage, okay, effective social selling is no easy task. But especially given the time and responsibilities that we have. Like what you say, we're all busy. For this reason, you must utilize the right platform. This is the key, you must utilize the right platform. Facebook. That Facebook is B2C. Instagram. Kids will look at that. Twitter, you always see only Donald Trump. And news. Anyway, okay? So you have to leverage on the right platform and technology for your social selling strategy to succeed. So what is my social selling strategy that made me survive a design and build firm for the past 8 years? Average builder's turnover is about 1.5 to 2M. Okay? That's 8 years. Well, that's 75 to 80%. You interpolate that, 8 million, 10 million, and that's through LinkedIn. You know why? Because I don't know much people here. Even though I'm in Singapore for 20 years, I'm still a Filipino. I don't know a lot of people. I don't have relatives. No one. Usually for us it's like referral, from friends, relatives, cousins, classmates. I don't have them here. But I was able to establish a design and build company, which is quite rare even for us Filipinos. So this is how my social selling dashboard looks like now. You can also check your social selling dashboard through the link below. Okay, for me it's quite low. My highest was about 94, which was on the peak of my social selling strategy way back in 2014, 2015. Okay? So currently now it's 89%, which is, you can see, building personal brand is 24.5%. Building relationships is 25%. Finding the right people, that's why it's low, is because I'm very selective in my LinkedIn. Even though it's 13,500, it should be around 20 over 1,000 if I just anyhow select people. You see, I wanted to make sure that all of these people are, related to my industry. So I don't see all of those funny feeds. Because in LinkedIn, you can see all those feeds, right? And it's not like Facebook wherein they control feeds, Because Facebook's money is coming from advertising. That's why you cannot see a lot of feeds. They control feeds. But LinkedIn they have the membership. So they don't control feeds. You can see. That's why I guess most of you see me on LinkedIn almost every day, right? I think you might get annoyed by what I did previously while I was marketing this event. You can see it in Facebook, you can see it in Instagram, you can see it in LinkedIn. I sent you email twice. That's why you're all here. Hope you don't get annoyed, right? Okay, the next one is, it's not that complicated. Okay, I want to share my social selling journey and how easy it can be. Just remember 3 keywords, okay? 3 keywords and practice it on your own. Connect, educate, engage. These are the 3 keywords you just remember. Connect, educate, engage. And I have a bonus, data mining. This is what Jimmy mentioned, data mining. So I'll teach you later about data mining. Okay, connect. Let's talk about connect. Okay, you have to build your own professional brand, right? So when you're in LinkedIn, you cannot just anyhow put your photo, swimsuit and stuff like that. This is not Facebook. For Christ's sake, don't do this, Or else people will see, oh, this one, why like that? So you have to create a profile that resonates with your style and attitude. Start with a professional looking photo. You cannot be coat and tie. Me, I'm a designer, that one enough already. So you don't doesn't necessarily need to be, a photo that is shot in the studio. It should be something that is you, right? Okay, that showcase us. I mean, I'm talking about social selling for architects and designers. So I wanted to show that I'm a designer. Okay, so write down your experience clearly, experience everything. Okay, your education, your accomplishments in detail, and try to get your peers to endorse your skills. Endorse your skills is very, very important. You have to ask people, message them, come on, endorse me. Because they need to, what do you call this, see that you're credible. Okay? Furthermore, ask customers or colleagues who have worked with you to write down a recommendation to reinforce your credibility. Right, Tan? Right? You have to ask them to write a testimonial for you. Okay? That's very, very important. It comes on the lower part of tip. Credibility is key. Everything is about credibility. I encourage you to ask, like what I say, testimonial to reinforce your personal brand. Because this is so far the most important. People will trust me to build their office 500,000, 300,000, 200,000, 1.9 million. Coming soon, another maybe 500,000. You see? And they just saw me on LinkedIn. See? So you have to be credible. Okay? You have to make strings. You have to connect all the dots, all the strings together. Okay? So that's how you connect with people. Okay? And then of course, you don't be shy in connecting. And this one is social networking. Okay? It's like now you're networking. You're networking with people. Okay? When you're not networking with people, you have to talk to them. So in Facebook, it's, oh, this is not my friend, this is a stalker, so I won't. Right? But in LinkedIn, you have to connect, or else how will you have your network if you don't connect? Right? Connect, accept. Everything that is not, of course not salespeople, everything that is connected to your industry, invited you to connect with them, say hi, wave, hi, hello, everything, see? Because, or else, your network will never grow. You will be stuck with 500, 600, 700. Nothing will happen with 700. So you have to increase more. The next is educate. Very, very important, okay? Very, very important. You have to educate. If they don't get anything for you, they will just, pass by your feet. They won't even know you. Okay? So you have to educate. How you educate? Share knowledge and accomplishments. This is where your social selling comes. You have to share your knowledge. You have to do curated contents. Okay? Share knowledge and accomplishments. Write short articles. Share your experience that your target audience can relate to and will learn from. This is where education comes. This is where they will view you as an authority figure. You see? This is where credibility also comes into play. This is where I get my messages. Hey, Mr. James, I saw you're a designer of the office. Can you come down to our office and do some quotation or whatever? I just received message from what do you call this? From the messenger of LinkedIn, just because I post and post and post. You see, Sometimes, okay, curated content. This is what I wanted to clarify about curated contents, okay? Curated content is sometimes content that's not your own, okay? That means it's like you share a very interesting article from someone or a person that you meet. Or sometimes even for me, I share very nice pictures, but that one is our picture. That is Arid Builder's project, the one that you can see. Okay? 13,247 views, 245 likes. See? This is my content. This is our content. But I also share others which also have the similar traffic. Okay, and then like what I say, I also publish on LinkedIn. Whatever I write on TOD, on the Office Designer, I also put it on LinkedIn. 28 reactions, 5 comments, and about a few thousand reads. Okay, so it is writing. If writing is not for you, why not share curated content? Those that your network would wanted to follow. So curated content sometimes you read. Okay, I advise you to download an app called Evernote. Evernote is an app for where you can take down notes, where you can save your what do you call this, your curated contents or the contents that you read and you wanted to share. You can share directly to LinkedIn, no problem. But it's also good that you can save it, okay? In your phone and PC, and share it later. Okay, you are what you read, and it will give you more substance to you as a professional. You are what you read. Because if you share all of those funny, like actors, actress, Hollywood, whatever, people will view you as a gossip person. But LinkedIn is a professional network, so you have to be at your best. The best articles that you read that really educated you. Okay? You have to share that. Okay? Tip, if you're too busy, you can use an app called Hootsuite. Everybody knows here about Hootsuite?
No.
Sean, I can see from your posts. To schedule your posts and curated content in the evening or over the weekend to boost your visibility on social media. This is what I used in 2013, okay, 2013. And I got the top 100 social seller in Singapore in 2014 because they got irritated. They always see my face once a day, twice a day. Okay, so Hootsuite. This is what Hootsuite looks like. This is the stream. This is the page of the Hootsuite, right? For all of those social media savvy people, you can see that all the timelines are there. LinkedIn timeline, company timeline, Facebook timeline, Twitter timeline. Sorry, there's no Instagram here because Instagram is for images. But technically, I've been running about 12 different social media sites alone. Okay, but of course with the help of Hootsuite. Okay, so what I mean by you can schedule is this is the publisher. Okay, so whatever you read, you can save it. There's an app in Chrome called Hootlet. You can save it and then you can schedule it. Okay? Again, even what do you call this? Even posting comes in timing. Don't be mistaken. Don't post at 10:45, 10:30. No one's gonna read. Don't post at 2 p.m. No one's gonna read. Especially don't post it in the early mornings because definitely people will be sleeping. So even timing is everything. Tips, timing, okay? So what is the best timing to post? For me, the most effective is about 8:30 to 8:45 when people are commuting. They will pop up, then they will definitely see you. Okay, another timing is before lunch. Okay? For weekdays. Okay? Before lunch. And for weekends, for weekends, there's another one, about 5:30. And for weekends, you have to do it probably around 10 a.m. on a Saturday. Don't post on a Sunday. Give your viewers a break, right? Give your viewers a break. Okay, so this is Hootsuite. This is the publisher. Okay? So when to post, this is what I say. Like any other habit, there's also a thing called social media fatigue. Even for me, I encounter social media fatigue. You know, there's one time that I don't really post. But you can see really everything's dropping. Even our sales is dropping. You know, either you lose interest at some point, or your audience will get fed up looking at your face, or post over time. This is where timing and quality of content matters. You know. So when I say post frequently, doesn't mean you'll need to post 2 to 3 times a day. Even once a day is fine, especially on LinkedIn. As long as they see your face most of the time, they feel you. I feel you, you know. Because like what my friend E-Boy say, out of sight, out of mind. It's right, right? Out of sight, out of mind. Remember E-Boy, we discussed that? You know, because if no one knows you, who's gonna give you projects? Try to think of it. No one knows you. You know, even though you're the best designer, your design is fantastic. Especially for us introverts, okay? Especially for us architects, technically we're introverts. We don't want that. Good designers, I know, artists, designers, they're introverts, they don't want them to talk to people much. So, if this is the case, so you don't really go out, you don't network, you don't know people. But in social media, you're like a keyboard warrior. So you can do it at the privacy of your own home or your own space. Because you're at the back. So even though you're an introvert, you can still sell yourself. Like what I say, always remember, social selling for architects and interior designers. Out of sight, out of mind. If they don't know you, no one will give you work. Remember that. So, I recommend the one, you should at least post 5 to 6 times a week only. Every other day, if possible. Because LinkedIn always shows it, the content in LinkedIn lingers there for at least 2 days. I know the platform very well. I've been using it for 10 years. So I also know some changes, algorithmic changes also. So, I know how it behaves. So, okay, of course, besides LinkedIn, you can maximize engagement by launching a post in the morning on LinkedIn and after office hours on Facebook and Instagram. This way, you're always seen seen on everyone's feed without facing the risk of overexposure. And lastly is engage. Engage with your connections. It is the most important part of your social selling experience. And social selling on LinkedIn gives us the opportunity to add connections, communicate with potential customers in different ways. Through liking, you can like them, comment. Because if you keep on liking this particular person that you wanted to close deal with, this person will be very curious about you. Who's this guy? Always liking you. So they will become curious. And then if you drop them a message, of course they might say, I have to reply back. If you don't like them and suddenly you drop a message, they will just think you're a scammer or you're another salesperson. So, warm up first, like them first, comment first, okay? And then it basically, like what I say, it basically allows us architects and designers to sell our services without being in a networking sessions or group gatherings. It eliminates the cost of advertising and other paid marketing services. Because for me, in LinkedIn, of course, yeah, I applied for membership. I'm on a membership of LinkedIn, but it's not that expensive anyway compared to the ROI I've been getting from the platform. Okay. So tip: before a face-to-face meeting with a new connection, spend a few minutes to browse through their profiles on major social media platforms, so you will have an idea of the person you will be dealing with. Find the common interest, and believe me, it helps. Like, that is what Jim just said just now. Okay, know your audience. You see, sometimes if I have a meeting, I will check, where's this guy? I look at Facebook, LinkedIn, he likes biking. So whenever we talk, I usually bike at East Coast Park before, blah, blah, blah. Just to see a connection. Because it's easier to convince people if you have connection. Okay? So, do your due diligence. Before going to meetings, especially on LinkedIn, when you wanted to engage with them, when you wanted to eyeball with them, when you wanted to go face-to-face with them, do due diligence. Believe you, it helps. For me, I really always do like that. Because sometimes you see, when you check on LinkedIn, this guy's from this school. oh, this guy has a position, so you don't, what do you call this? You don't treat them, like normal people. If normal people meet at Starbucks, but if better people like meet at PS Cafe, okay? So you also have to, like what I say, you also have to do some due diligence, okay? This is the bonus. This is the most important part of my social selling journey, which I think is one of this is this is where I really get my contacts and stuff. When I do this, it's called data mining. And what does data mining do? Keep a database of your connections. This is very, very important. Connections are just there on your social media. But if you don't keep a database of them, of these people, I tell you, what will happen? Nothing. Okay? Data is the new oil. Data is a new oil. So the more people that you know, the better. Okay? The more you can spread your message. Imagine the salespeople of before. They meet people. They go only to one person, and then one person. Then the next meeting, one person. Then another meeting, another person. Imagine if you can craft one message and send it to 11,000 people. Currently, this is my office designer mailing list. It's about 11,629. So these are my contacts. Okay, I extracted them and I put them on my MailChimp. Okay, so just make sure that you comply with the PDPA guidelines. Don't share it. Don't put it. It's like your contact in your phone, right? You have a lot of contacts in your phone, so it's the same thing because your connection in LinkedIn is your own personal property. But if you share it with other people, then you might be in violation of the PDPA guidelines. So you don't share it. Just keep it on your own. That's your own personal. Don't even share it with your company, please, because that's not the way to do it. Okay? Tip: you can use an app called MailChimp to be able to send mass emails to your connection. The app is free, up to 2,000 subscribers. It also has an unsubscribe option on the emails you send to comply with the PDPA guidelines. So in MailChimp, sometimes you receive also our mails, they say unsubscribe. If you don't like to receive the mails, you just click the unsubscribe. Automatically in MailChimp, they will put you on the unsubscribe list and you won't be receiving. So it still values your privacy. Okay? So, data mining on LinkedIn, where you can find it is you can find it on settings and then privacy. Okay? What you can do is you go to settings, privacy, there is this checkbox called connections. Okay? Getting a copy, you see that it's yours. Connections, and then you click the button called request for archive. Once you click that, they will send you a copy of your connections. It will look something like this. Okay? This is one of my captures. You can see the first name, last name, company, position, connected on. See? There, you can see all my connections. Designer, principal, architect, interior designer, senior designer, FFE designer, everything designer. You see, because this is my playground. Okay? So don't worry. After this, after the event, you will receive. I automatically timed a MailChimp mail to all that is in our RSVP list. You will once you receive the mail, there's a link there that you will just click and you will receive my deck. So you don't have to worry. Everything is automated for you. Okay. So in MailChimp, you can send emails, ads, website, landing page, postcards, social poll, sign-up forms. You can do a lot of things. And this one is free. For 2,000 subscribers, it's free. Okay, so try to make use of this one. Create your own database. And then, you can send greetings, Christmas, just to make sure that people will always remember you. Okay? So what to expect? Again, social selling is a marathon, not a sprint. Okay? There's no easy way. Okay, for me, 10 years. 2009 to 2019. And it took me 5 years to at least achieve the social selling leader. And then another 5 years to at least get proper returns out of the platform. So bear in mind, social selling is a process. A good amount of followers and credible connections take years. Hence, unlike any other social media tool, LinkedIn has the best potential to give the best ROI. Trust me. Return on investment on time and effort, especially if you're a design professional, marketing yourself, looking for a job, or simply trying to showcase your skills to attract better opportunities, because there's also a lot of headhunters in LinkedIn. Nowadays, what happened to JobStreet? What happens to JobsDB? No more. Everything now they're hiring from LinkedIn. Okay? So if you want to succeed, try to integrate social selling into your daily work activity. Make it a habit to look at your feeds. Make it a habit to look at your feeds and be aware of what is going on in the industry. Okay? For me personally, LinkedIn has helped me a lot in my career, and I'm sharing this to all of you because I noticed that most of my connections in the architecture interior design space have less than 500 connections. This has to change. We have to adapt to the new norm. And the new norm, we're always on our phones. Like, even I wanted to be with my phone. This is where actually I get the best contents. When you're shitting, right? And you start looking at your phones. Okay? So more and more working professionals are engaging on social selling. And with this comes an unlimited opportunity for us designers. Okay? First of all, I'm not working for LinkedIn. It's just that I'm trying to sell, because if I was able to do it, I think you guys can also able to do it. I'm just sharing my secret to you. And this is technically the first time I'm doing a talk on LinkedIn. See? And like what I say, going back, we survived Arid Builders, our design and build company, because of LinkedIn. 8 years, let's say conservatively 8 million made out of this platform. Okay? So you have to craft your own strategy. And we're not all the same. I'm totally different from you guys. Okay? All of us differ every way. Our likes, habits, friends, audience, etc. are all different. Therefore, it is best to develop your own content strategy. Learn how to experiment and post that merits the most engagements are the ones that are effective to your viewers. Okay? Be aware that the different social media platforms have different target audience. For this sake, like what I say, I highly recommend LinkedIn. And now as we embark to our new platform, the Designer.com, the need for us, for me, for a stronger social network, social selling strategy will definitely be required. So that's it. Thank you for coming and listening to our workshop. I hope you're able to learn. And like what I